All right, it's time for Mail Call Podcast, the podcast where once a week we answer listener questions. If you just found us randomly on the internet, stick around. Our listeners ask some very good questions that get some good conversation going. But I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead. Stay tuned after the podcast. We'll give some social media info and we'll talk about our Patreon. Also, don't forget, if you are so inclined, to subscribe. If nothing else, give us a like. Helps us out a ton. As always, JP has got the questions. So, JP, let's get this thing going.
All right. First one from longtime listener Alex Jimenez. Shout out to you, Alex. You guys are continuing to do a great job. I've been busier this summer, but I noticed that editing improvement. Keep up the good work. I'm telling you, man, you're killing it with that MacBook.
Yeah, I got a MacBook like a month or so back, and it has just made life so much better in terms of editing. And honestly, if we ever got to a point where we could do this full time, you would see even better edits on those videos. You'll pay attention, you'll notice like 2/3 of the video will be edited, then it'll go to a picture and close out. And that's because it got to be like at 11 o'clock and I have to turn around and get up at 4:30 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, I don't have time to finish this. So I'm glad somebody noticed. I'm trying to get a little bit better editing.
Yeah, man, that
more
Mac
than
was
just
a real
picture.
game changer for sure.
It is, man. Once you go Mac, you never go back.
I'm telling you, brother. Alex says, mail call. How old were you when you had your first girlfriend? At what age do relationships actually become real, in your opinion? To me, anything before high school is bogus. Also, have you heard of the YouTube channel Mr. Nightmare? He uploads scary story videos, and you guys would probably like it.
Already listen to Mr. Nightmare. I like him a lot. But if you like Mr. Nightmare, check out Lazy Masquerade. I think he's the best when it comes to narrations, like reading these Reddit horror stories. But Mr. Nightmare is pretty good. I've been listening to his stuff mainly because I've pretty much listened to everything by Lazy Masquerade already. So it suggested Mr. Nightmare. But yeah, I like his stuff.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. How old were you with your first girlfriend?
I've never really claimed a girlfriend, so it's kind of a gray area for me. I know I'm, sort of treading those waters now, but yeah, I've never really claimed one. I've had romantic interludes. I've had regular sexual partners, but yeah, I've never really claimed it. I just don't like the whole dynamic, the whole process. It makes me very uncomfortable.
I think my first girlfriend was in like kindergarten.
Oh, man. All right.
I mean, I was a little pimp in kindergarten, man. I had like 2 or 3 girls. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say. I mean, it really is hard to put an age on when relationships are real because it just depends on how you feel. You know what I mean?
It depends on maturity level. A lot of couples from high school end up getting married. A lot of that's because unplanned pregnancy. But
a lot of it too. They'll be together in high school. They'll split up and go through adult life, and then get back together in like their 20s or 30s. You know what I mean? I guess the feeling was still there, but I guess it becomes real whenever it feels real. You know what I mean? Like if you can look back on it and you were 13, but you still, always will have it, then maybe, but I mean, I get what you're saying. I pretty much don't count anything before high school as far as exes, but
right.
But yeah, so I guess my first real girlfriend was, if we're talking high school in 9th grade, I pretty much always was dating or, talking to somebody, but my first long-term relationship was when I was 16. That lasted well out of high school, but yeah, so 16 would be my first real relationship as far as it lasted a long time.
Oh, man.
More than just
was some dark years for me.
Really?
I mean, my acne was like on fleek, which from what I understand, being on fleek is a good thing. But yeah, my acne was exploding. My self-image was just a nightmare. I was still having a lot of fun and, was kind of coming into my own. But the sexual stuff I didn't really get a good grasp on until 18-ish when I started drinking. I was
a little prick at 16. I probably would beat my ass if I ran into 16-year-old me.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Was there any other part of that question? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we nailed it pretty good. Thank you, Alex. Always a pleasure hearing from you. Heidi L. 6 days ago, wearing Crocs is not that bad if you don't wear them in public. But I've seen pics of the high-heeled wedding Crocs. Who will get married wearing them? If you had a good reason, like a great job offer, could you just go and leave everything except, I guess this is the mail call portion. If you had a good reason, like a great job offer, could you just go and leave everything except closest people, wife, girlfriend, kids, etc.? behind and move to a foreign country. I think I could if it was a really good reason. I've actually seen it working. My mother did that. She just left to Greece just because she wanted to, and came back about 14 years later. Man, 14 years in Greece. Sounds like quite the adventurous lady.
Yep. Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah, man, I would love that. I mean, I don't really have a lot of tie me down around here, so that'd be all right with me, depending on the country, of course. But
yeah.
So if anybody is listening in merry old England, well, maybe I don't know if I'd want to live in. I don't know.
It rains a lot.
Yeah, it does rain a lot.
Not like sunshine.
I always want to visit there. I guess I can't really say where I'd want to live when I haven't even visited. So.
I want to go to England.
Oh yeah, same here. Party with Mr. Ashdown.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Heidi. We love you. Mean it. Jeep, 6 days ago. Let me go ahead and read more. Oh, for sure, technology is making people more and more reclusive by the day. The next generation will probably never leave their homes for anything. I didn't know it until the other day, but a guy I work with used to be a police officer up there by you in Henry County. As a matter of fact, he used to do security at Martinsville Speedway. Small world, huh? I didn't ask if he had the pleasure of ever looking either one of you up, though.
Locking either one of you up, like
locking.
he was security guard.
Yeah, why would he look us up when he doesn't know? But no, I've never been arrested in Martinsville, only New River Valley. Anyway, mail call. Have either one of you ever been to jail? And if so, why? Yeah, I got a DUI when I was like 18 or 19 and spent the night in jail. And that was it.
Thug life.
I charged, but not convicted, by the way. Yeah, it was knocked down to reckless driving.
I've had my run-ins. Nothing too crazy or serious, but yeah.
But have you been to jail? Not going to go there?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. One time when I was younger, it was a whole thing. I don't really it's just such a long story. It would be the whole podcast. But yeah, once I've had several run-ins with the law back in like I said, man, I was a prick in my younger days. But nothing crazy, nothing that affects me today.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like it wasn't the worst jail experience. It was like I said, whatever the jail was. Basically, it was like a one-person room, which was nice. I didn't have to share a room with any derelicts or anything. But there was no like cot or bench. It was just like a cement block in the corner, big enough to like just sit on, like sit Indian style if you want it. So I mean, I'm in there drunk and getting towards being hungover, and I was in there for like 12 hours maybe.
See, I never stayed the night though. I didn't have to spend the night in jail.
But yeah, it was rough, man. Like I said, I expected at least to have like a cot to sleep it off in, but man, no, just a cement floor, and that was it. So yeah, not my proudest moment, but anyway. So next up, we got some rapid fires from Brianne, and we always love hearing from Brianne McCann. Hi guys, okay, are you ready for some more rapid fire questions? I'm pretty sure you said hell yeah, so here's my questions for this week. What do you spend too much of your money on?
Bullshit.
Eating out for me. I spend too much money on eating out.
How about too much random crap? I'm addicted to Amazon.
Yeah, that's been a problem for me in the past. I mean, I do spend a lot of money on comics, but I mean, I enjoy them, and they do have resale value, so I'm not going to say it's a waste of money.
I waste a lot. I waste money on comics, too. I'm getting ready to cut my list down entirely, if not get rid of my box, because I am just spending more than I'm comfortable with on them right now. But there's so much good stuff coming out.
Yeah,
I just need to write it down as it comes out and then buy the trade paperbacks. Yep. Save myself some money.
Like I said, I just, I enjoy it, so I'm not going to say I spend too much money. I work hard for my money, and I will spend it as I please. But I do need to get better with meal planning. The drive-thrus put a major damper on.
Yeah, me too.
So, Brianne McCann, when you are going through something, how do you cope with it?
Shut down and get very reclusive.
Yeah, I do that. Marijuana. For sure, alcohol for sure.
Yeah.
Self-gratification for sure. That's just, hey, it's a stress relief for me.
Yeah, I believe it's your answer to just about everything.
Yeah, and it always works. At least
happy
for about 5 minutes.
No, I'm one of those people. If it's, I try to deal with it, head on. But if it's something that's really, really, really bothering me, I might have a habit of saying things I shouldn't. So I just kind of stick to myself for a while, long enough for it to kind of wash over, so that and then give me time to think on it.
Yeah, and a lot of times in my case, I'm not even dealing with my own BS. It's other people's getting heaped on to me. So, you know how that family stuff is, man. Mm-hmm. It's not always a pleasure. But, you love your family. You only get one of them. I guess kind of you get two if you start your own family. Anyway, Brand McCann, again, what was the last time you tried to make something look cool but ended in utter embarrassment?
This weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't trying to make it look cool, but I thought it was cool. We had a surprise seafood boil for my girlfriend's birthday and had a bunch of people over there. And one of the guys was like, you should get your drone out, and take a picture of all of us, because there was a bunch of us there. So I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. So I was trying to get the drone flying. I was a little buzzed and was having some camera issues. Just my ISO was turned down way too low. But we were messing with it, so I finally get it in the air, and this girl had brought her dog, and the dog started going bananas, and the girl didn't get up to get the dog, at all. So, I told the guy that I was just standing with me, I said, all right, I'm going to try to land this in my hand, because if I land it on the ground, he's going to go tear it up, and if I let it fly too long, the battery's going to die, and it's going to auto-land itself, and then he's definitely going to get it. So I tried to land it in my hand, and as it's coming down, this dog is humongous. He jumped over my head and smacked it and sent it sailing right into my neck, and it quite literally slit my throat. Ooh. And my chin. So I had a gash on my chin, and my throat was slit wide open, and bled all over the place for the next hour. It was But I'm not one of those that's like, oh God, I don't overreact to stuff like that. So I just asked the dude I was like, can you go grab me a paper towel? And I'm sitting there on the ground messing with the drone with one hand, with a paper towel on my throat. It's just I'm talking a lot of blood.
Right.
And the other hand, I'm trying to put my drone up, get the blades off of it, get it in. And I remember my girlfriend walked by and was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And then of course some people were like, "Are you bleeding? What's happening?" But that was pretty embarrassing. Man. I wasn't trying to be cool, but at the same time, I always think drones, I think it's cool. You fly a drone, people ooh and ah over it. So, I guess that was something kind of cool I was trying to do, and ended up getting my neck slit. It was a good time.
Did you have any of that, liquid skin? Whenever it's something, in a weird spot that won't stop bleeding, I always pour that in.
Don't even know what that is.
It's basically it's almost like liquid stitches, like an over-the-counter version of liquid stitches. It basically does the same job as super glue.
Can you still see the marks?
From here.
Oh, they starting to fade?
From here, not so much. I'm sure if I got closer, but
yeah, they were pretty apparent on Monday, Sunday, and Monday. But by Tuesday, they started fading.
If they had a nicked a vein, man, you could have been in some.
That's what we were talking about. We're like, man, my vein's right here, and
right.
It came a quarter inch from the vein. So yeah, that's what we were talking. It dug in there. It bled pretty good. It was several paper towels worth of blood, but. Fortunately, not trying to sound too macho, but I've always had a pretty decent tolerance for pain. So I just kind of was like, I just don't like the attention, So I'd almost rather sit there and bleed out with nobody knowing till I can clean it up than for people to be around going, oh my God, are you okay? What? So I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah, man. It's not the, in the past, it's not the pain so much for me. Just blood kind of makes me a little, ooh.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten better with it over the years. A while back, one of my stockers at the grocery store job ran over his foot with a pallet jack, and his toenail came all the way off, just blood gushing, and I wrapped it up and the whole thing. Kind of made me think if I might like being a paramedic or EMT.
You
or
might.
Something.
I don't mind blood or guts. Bone, it freaks me out.
I think when it's my blood is when it kind of messes with me. But anyway, yeah, well, glad your head's still attached to your shoulders. I'm telling you, man, those drones are murderous.
What have you done trying to be cool that embarrassed
you? I've been mulling that over. I generally I've known for a long time that I'm not cool, so I generally don't try to come off as such because it just would be.
I think you're cool,
less than genuine. But Oh man, that's a tough. Yeah, I'm gonna think on. I can't recall anything.
Got drunk on stage in front of thousands of people and tried to MC but couldn't hardly talk. Would that count?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. That had to do with an empty stomach and not much sleep.
I've done that almost exact same thing. Only reason why I'm smart enough to not do it now is because I've learned from experience that you think you're good when you're drunk, but then you get on stage in front of thousands of people and then you're like, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Woo.
But it made for a great story. Otherwise, we'd have no reason to even talk about that concert.
And they came back and bought more advertising for more concerts this year, so you didn't wreck that relationship.
Yeah, I was just on stage again this a couple weekends ago.
We'll be on stage. We'll be on stage next month too.
Yeah, so there you go. So we'll go with that one for now. If I think of something better, we will. We'll let you know. All right, Brianne. Once again, what if we found live dinosaurs living on a remote island? Would you go visit or stay the hell away? I don't know if I'd go to a remote island with or without dinosaurs, but dinosaurs definitely would not be a selling point for me. I mean, we've seen Jurassic Park. We know what that leads to.
I'd be tempted to go. I don't know for sure whether I would or wouldn't. It's hard to answer, but I know that I would like to go. I would love to see them. I mean, if we're talking like they're caged and everything, if you're talking about they're just roaming wild, then no, probably not.
Like a safari.
Right, yeah. No, maybe not for that, but.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a pass for me, Brianne. Are you adventurous enough to go to space if the opportunity arose for you? That's going to be a no for me as well.
Pretty much. Sorry to be boring, but same answer. Like I want to, but I don't know if I'd have I don't know. I would like to go to space. I find it fascinating, but
would you do that? What do they call like the vomit rocket, where like you get high enough to where you're like suspended in the?
Not gonna lie, man. I'm not a big fan of flying as it is. I'll do it, but I don't really like to. I'm not a big fan of heights. So it's more of like one of those things. I can suck it up and do it if I need to, but if I have an option. Probably not.
Yeah, me too. I've had one plane trip, and that was actually a lot of fun, just because I'd never flown before. But
yeah, flying most of the time is my poor friend Cameron. Man, he flew one time when he was younger. I think they might have flew to Canada. I can't remember where he flew to, but they had a lot of turbulence for a majority of the ride, so it kind of scarred him. So recently, he hopped on a plane and went to Colorado to visit one of his friends, and that plane also had terrible turbulence. So now he's determined he's never going to fly again.
Yeah, it can be a stressful thing. It certainly can. All right, well, thank you, Brianne. We always love hearing from you. Corey Andros just says, Rick Sanchez, he's my spirit animal. Well, right
Indeed.
I'll make sure that was all he said. All right, now we have got a lot more from Corey Andros. All right, he copied this from mail call number 38. Are you ready to get hit with some rapid fire?
Yep.
All right, do you think Daryl and Connie are going to bang?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think Daryl's ever going to bang anybody.
I feel like they might try to add it to the show just to get something going. I don't know. But anyway, if they do bang, do you think Carol is going to be jealous?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I could see. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so. I think she will find something to knit or something. And what is Carol going to think about Michonne and Ezekiel?
She'll probably be pretty bitter, but I don't think she'll be like I think it'll be an internal thing. I don't think on the surface she'll be petty.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to like wage war against the kingdom people, which there isn't a kingdom anymore. But all right, do you think Judith is going to kill any whisperers this season?
Yes.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Kind of have her like Carl moment when he was at the prison and gunned some guys down.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any characters you would like to see killed off this season, and if so, how?
Henry was the main one, and thank goodness they already kind of took care of that, I think.
Yeah, our doctor friend that got Carl killed.
Oh, Sadiq. Yeah, no, I definitely want Sadiq gone. I'm not a fan of Sadiq.
And a brutal death. And you and I have both speculated, I don't know if we read it from another source, that what if he's a double agent for the Whisperers,
It showed one scene in there like he was getting woozy or whatever, but I think he might end up getting Father Gabriel's comic book death, which is probably one of the most brutal.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, one of the most grotesque.
All right. Now that Rosita has had her baby, is she the hottest MILF ever on The Walking Dead? And the options are Maggie, Michonne, Jesse, and there's quite a few solid.
I'm going to go with Jesse. I thought Jesse was the hottest. I thought Jesse, man, because you got to remember this is the girl that was on the first season of American Horror Story and played that very seductive maid. So she's always going to be super hot in my mind. So no. Well, yeah, not ever. No, I thought you meant like current. No, yeah. Rosita might be current unless, I don't know. I still find Maggie pretty hot, but that's just me. But no, ever, I'm going to go with Jessie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you'd also have to throw Lori in there, which she wouldn't even make my top whatever, Yeah, Jessie, I would probably pick her out of the lot. Although, man, I mean, Michonne, man, she's got that butt on her.
She does.
That would be hard to turn
Well, I
down.
forget she has a kid now. Like, I keep forgetting that. I didn't even think about Michonne just because we've been so long without her having a kid.
Yeah, man, it would be a tough one for me. But, yeah, Jessie she's pretty solid. JP, that's me. If you had to bang Carol or Alpha or get shot in the head on the spot, who would you choose? I'd bang anybody rather than get shot in the head, but it would be Alpha. I'm not attracted to Carol one bit.
Man,
she's just an old
crazy.
surfboard. You'd take Carol over Alpha?
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I think Alpha's at least got some, some curves on her. I say Carol's just, man, she's just, there's nothing there, man. You ain't got nothing to grab on.
I feel like if you banged Alpha, it'd be like banging the guy that played the Thing in the first Fantastic Four.
Michael Chiklis?
Yes, I feel like banging Alpha would feel like you were banging Michael Chiklis. How do you say his name?
I mean, I'm sure he's a warm and tender lover. And
Probably.
You got something nice to curl up.
I like him a lot as an actor. I just don't want to bang him,
Yeah, man. We haven't seen much of him in recent years.
Yeah, he's great. Really, he was in American Horror Story for a while in season 4.
Yeah, that's right. That is the last thing I've
He was in Sons of Anarchy briefly.
Yeah. All right. Is Negan going to F some shite up this season? I will answer for you. Yes, he will. LOL.
He better.
Yeah, for real. If they don't use Negan to the utmost of his Negan abilities, then that's going to be just a shame. So yeah, I'm on board with you. All right, what do you want to see Negan fight other than the obvious Beta? Or you guys can talk about Negan versus Beta for 20 minutes. That's
ultimately who I want to see him throw down with is Beta. I mean, I really can't. We don't have any other prominent villains for him to fight right now, unless he's going to get into a fist fight with Alpha.
Yeah, I would also like to see him find out that Sadiq was responsible for Carl's death.
Oh, yes.
Just bludgeon him.
Yeah, I'd be cool with Negan versus Sadiq. I feel like he would destroy Sadiq.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much of a versus. It'd just be Negan destroying him. But maybe Sadiq's got some moves. Who knows? Just because he's a skinny, dweeby guy, maybe he's got some moves, man. We shouldn't count him out. Is Eugene ever going to get some? The mullet needs love, too. Sorry, the ponytail needs love.
I think eventually they might move the way of the comics. Maybe they'll have Eugene and Rosita get together for a little bit.
Yeah, and I think eventually he'll find that just perfect fit for him.
Unless, Commonwealth lady, what's her name? Was it Susie?
Yeah, I think so. I was trying to think of her name as well. I couldn't. But I think eventually he'll, find somebody that fits him just like a Lego fits another Lego. So there you go. What do you want to see for a Michonne exit? Yeah, I
want to see that not happen, first and foremost. Yeah. As long as she's headed towards the Rick movies, and I know she's not completely out of the Walking Dead universe, I'll be okay. It's like that's what they set up. Like, I feel like she'll get some clue that Rick's alive, or maybe a radio transmission or something. I don't know. As long as she heads to the Rick movies, if they just kill her, she better go out like a hero.
Yeah, I mean, there's no confirmation yet that she's going to be involved in the Rick movies, right?
Not that I've read, but to be honest, we've been doing so many other podcasts that I haven't really. We used to look for articles nonstop on The Walking Dead. Now, if they don't really pretty much pop up in my feed, I don't really see them as much.
Yeah, I haven't seen any either. I would like to see Michonne just sail off into the sunset like Jack Sparrow. And that would suck because she'd leave a bunch of kids behind. But,
That's what I'm wondering. If she leaves, I mean, how are they going? Is she going to take Judith with her? Is she going to take RJ with her? Like, how's that going to work?
I mean, they're essentially going to, unless they take, like, all those characters, they're just going to have
Unless
to
it's like, I'm going to go look for Rick, but it's going to be dangerous. I'm going to need you guys to stay here.
I think that's the safe bet. So, who knows? Maybe she'll link up with the Fear the Walking Dead crew and breathe some life into that show. So... All right, moving on. Guys, can we just admit that even though she's 19, Cassidy McClincy, a.k.a. Lydia, is objectively beautiful? It's okay. We're just looking. Yeah, she's a pretty young lady.
Yeah, she's very attractive.
Yeah, I mean, 19, a woman's usually physically pretty matured by then. I mean, so yeah, we will give her that. She gets the pretty crown. A pretty crown. Is that Michonne wielding Lucille thing a dream sequence? I think it is.
I don't know, man. I don't. I think that would maybe, but I also could see like her trying to scare the daylights out of Negan or something, or maybe she does that too. Maybe I think it would be awesome to see her use that tactic to kill a Whisperer, just to like find kind of because like you got to remember that like Rick in the comics kind of had to go to Negan for advice on how to get people to fall in line in a way and. Yada, yada, yada. So it'd be great to see Michonne like catch a couple of Whisperers, and she does that just to intimidate the hell out of them, but then, have to step back and be like, oh my God, who am I becoming? Maybe that's why she leaves. Maybe she does that and then realizes that she's got to go find herself because she's, turning into Negan.
I could see her reenacting a pretty pivotal scene in the comics during the Whisperer War. You know what I'm talking about? That she would take Dwight's place in it. Kind of, I don't guess it's that big of a spoiler. Just
slight spoiler if you haven't read the comics yet, but you want to tune out for like 2 minutes and come back.
And it's hardly even a spoiler. It's just you remember there in that battle, and Dwight kind of throws Lucille to Negan, and that's what he starts hammering away at Beta with.
Oh yeah.
So I could see her finally just like the ultimate acceptance of Negan, just throwing Lucille back to him, in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is going on at Oceanside?
I don't know, but from the trailers, it looks like we're going to catch back up with them and see what they've been up to.
I would say probably a lot of scissoring. I mean, there's no men, so what are you doing?
I feel like there was some...
Are there some men back there?
No, I mean, I don't know about the men, but I feel like they had some kind of, falling out, or they just weren't happy. They kind of isolated themselves, so maybe we'll find out why or, what they've been up to.
They've always been a bunch of hothouse flowers, so... are we going to riot if Jerry dies?
Hell yes.
I'll be very saddened. I don't know if I'll be at the...
I'll riot with you, Corey. Just let me know where we're going to meet up at.
That would be a shame.
You do not kill Jerry. He's one of my... He's just a ray of sunshine on this show.
All right. How awesome is it that some of the most memorable, iconic characters from this show are a big-ass tiger, a dog named Dog, and a barbed wire baseball bat?
Pretty awesome.
I think so, too. Yeah, it's rest in peace, Sheba, what I forget.
Shiva.
Was it Shiva? Yeah, Sheba was my cousin's dog when we were growing up.
Yeah,
anyway.
Shiva.
What overall do you hope for, want to see in The Walking Dead season 10? Just to keep up the pace,
right? To keep the momentum going, man.
Keep that formula there. That's working for them now. Finally,
yeah. Keep up the suspense. Keep up the good villains. Keep up the good drama, good story. Just keep it up. Just take season 9 and continue it. Don't try to change anything up right now. Let's just keep going with that same momentum and attitude,
After seeing Fear the Walking Dead fall off, man, I cannot watch that again with the
Please don't do that to my favorite show.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, though, are Daryl and Connie going to bang?
Okay, fine. Yes, they are.
So. I can only hope so. I'm playing it out in my mind right now just for you, Corey. And thanks, you guys are the best. You're the best, too, Corey. We love you. All right. Brianne, did some of your things get out of order? I guess so. What is your favorite thing about being a guy? I'm sure the girls would love to hear your answer. This is from Brianne McCann. 5 days
Using
ago.
my penis.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun. I mean, I've talked in length about my gender identity issues in my adolescence. So I've kind of wondered.
You had gender identity issues? I don't remember you ever talking about that.
Talked about.
I don't think so.
Moving on. Brianne McCann also says 5 days ago, what is the best pizza topping combination? Your pal that we were hanging out at, your pal James, man, that ham on the pizza was really good. I've had ham before, but I didn't realize it is a lot less greasy on a pizza.
I really am simple. I mean, I'll eat pizza, anything except for onions, anchovies, and black olives. I'll eat.
I don't like green peppers either.
I'll see. You're not gonna like this. I'm gonna tell you what. From Pizza Hut, man, just getting a pepperoni and green pepper pizza is fantastic.
The green pepper does smell amazing. I just don't like the texture. I'm telling you, man, have you heard they're closing down a lot of the dine-in Pizza Huts?
No.
Yeah, dude. I
hope not in my town because we've got like the big buffet and the Wing Street or whatever it's called.
Yeah, like nationwide, they're talking about closing like I think 500 stores. So, I mean, it's not like they're all going away, but it's kind of like like Blockbuster, they're just slowly going to start disappearing.
But then again, I haven't went in to eat in a long time. I just use the app, order a pizza, and go through the drive-thru and pick it up. So I mean,
much,
it's not going to be the end of the world for me as long as they keep the drive-thru.
Yeah, but man, I'm sure you're the same as me. I've got so many great memories. Going to Pizza Hut, eating off the buffet, playing Pac-Man or whatever.
Yep.
So I kind of want to, just for nostalgia's sake, just in case they do start disappearing, man, it'd be cool to go in a Pizza Hut and just eat the buffet for lunch and just chill.
Whenever. I'm down.
All right. I will probably be chilling in the bathroom for about an hour afterwards, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And there's no telling what he'll be doing in there either.
That's true. I like to multitask in there. Brianne McCann, one more from 5 days ago. All righty. I hope that's good for now. Have a great weekend, guys. And I'm sorry we got you a little out of sequence, Brianne. Well, she did a slew 6 days ago and then a few more 5 days ago. So
yeah, thank you,
that
Brianne.
That would account for that. All righty. Corey Andros, once again, 5 days ago. And if you guys can't see it, here are my okay, I think that's just from okay, no, he asked, my original post was on the Walking Dead Season 10 trailer video, but I'm hoping you see it here since I can't see it posted here, so have a good weekend. Have we talked about the trailer? Didn't we do a breakdown video?
Yeah, we talked about the trailer.
Yeah, it looks super cool. Very much looking forward to it. Norwal just says, outstanding job on this one. Love you, Norwal. Kim Younger, mail call. Would you rather have X-ray vision or the ability to always know when someone is lying to you? Keep up the awesome and always entertaining podcast. I'll take the X-ray vision. I mean, there's other ways of knowing if someone's lying.
I feel like with the X-ray vision, you could kind of you'd be able to learn signs that they were lying to you, right? Like the heart rate speeding up and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd take the X-ray vision too.
Yeah, X-ray vision for sure. But then again, you'd never be surprised come Christmas time. You could see all your presents.
Well, no. Oh, we talking about selective X-ray like Superman? I mean, if it's if it's all the time X-ray, then no, I don't want it. I'd just rather be able to tell when people are lying. If it's like Superman where I can activate it when I want, then I'd pick X-ray vision.
I'm sure it works like that.
Especially having a kid now, it'd be nice because I could like go down in the basement to do stuff while she was sleeping and just look up through the floor, which I mean, we do have a baby monitor, but this would be more convenient. I wouldn't have to carry anything around with me.
Yeah, I will take the X-ray vision. Dan Ashdown, I don't know if he has a question, but want to know something funny? It seems like I'm not posting question, but I actually posted a question on your mail call a few weeks back, and you guys missed it.
I wonder if YouTube's taking some of these off because we answer all of them that we see. I mean, you're the second or third person to say we hadn't answered their questions. Yeah. Please know that's not done intentionally.
We go right on down the line, so I don't know what's happening either. But we love you, Dan. And we're going to party one of these days and hopefully get you on the phone for some paranormal talk.
I really want us to all do Google Hangouts one night and play some drinking games.
That would be a lot of fun. All right, young Jim, mail call. Hey, guys, that novel is coming out in October, and it's called The Walking Dead Typhoon. And will you guys be picking up that novel or pass on it? The third Walking Dead spinoff coming in the spring is not related to Fear the Walking Dead. It's based on a group of kids in a different part of the Walking Dead universe. You going to get the novel? I haven't read any Walking Dead novels.
I read the Rise of the Governor was good. The Fall of the Governor Part 1 and 2 was good. Then the one after that was pretty good. They just started getting kind of crappy after that. But if this is going to be, I read like probably 6 or 7 of the novels, and then like the last 1 or 2 I didn't get because they just started getting really cheesy and corny and crappy. But I might would pick this up. I hadn't heard of it. I wonder if it's based on Lily and that group, or if it's if it's something else entirely. Yeah, I definitely will probably pick it up. Just the whole Lily thing was getting kind of
it's definitely got a lot of hype around it. I'd like to read it, although I'm not going to lie, my brain doesn't allow me to read novels quite as much as I used to. I don't know if it's my attention span or just my brain kind of.
Probably all the comics you read. That's just kind of the format you've gotten to where you like, and anything else is just not something you.
Man, I'm not going to lie. It seems like my reading comprehension slowed down a lot after I got an iPhone, like a smartphone. Because I had been, man, just, the summers before that, or, the years before that, comics, novels, just, reading all the time for fun. And
yes, I'll be picking up Typhoon. This is the one that's going to be like in China. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that.
Well, if nothing else, we can discuss. I may read it. We'll see. But if nothing else, you can narrate it to me,
Yeah.
Tell me what it's all about. So, yeah, stoked for that, young Jim, and we will keep you apprised. All right, last we got Miss Cindy P. 8 hours ago. Hi, fellas. Hope your weekend is going great. Mine has been bonkers, but mail call always cheers me up.
No.
Yeah. Here are my mini questions for the week. Hope you enjoy. Also, I was wondering if you guys would consider doing a podcast about Big Pharma. It's a topic that I'm extremely interested in and would love to hear your thoughts.
If that's what you want, yeah, we love to do what the listeners want. So, yeah, we could definitely get around to that. We could put that on the two podcast about list.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of power in America, a lot of lobbyist groups from Big Pharma. I mean, we've touched on it a little bit.
That's why you can't smoke weed in some places still, because Big Pharma, God forbid, doesn't want a healthier, more natural alternative to things that they, man, I could go down that rabbit hole. For Big Pharma pisses me off. Like, let's just keep keep pumping out these opioids and keep people addicted and making all this money. But they really are a big part of why marijuana is not allowed in some places still. I mean, because it could just take them out a bit. A lot of the things they prescribe there are very addictive and dangerous medicines to. Can be remedied with marijuana. I mean, even if you don't like to get high. I mean, there's a lot. I'm not that religious of a person, but I'm going to tell you what, if there's a higher power, they definitely put marijuana on the earth to kind of be like that miracle plant that just does so much for so many different, there's so many different ailments and things that marijuana helps with. And I feel bad for the people that are hooked on these pills, because a lot of times, it doesn't just start out with like, oh, pill junkies don't just start out with like, oh, I'm going to take this pill to get high. A lot of them, it gets started because of like an injury or something they get prescribed, but then they just get dependent on this. Whereas with marijuana, there's no dependency.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of the stuff they produce from it doesn't even get you high. I know there was one kid that suffered from just nonstop seizures. They gave him some kind of extract, and
well, look at all CBD does for people. I mean, CBD doesn't get you high, but there's it helps people that have problems sleeping. It helps people with anxiety. It helps people with depression. I mean, it's a lot of. Again, it's like a miracle drug, man. It really is like like that one plant, like on a video game. Like I imagine, a lot of video games, there's plants you can grab and they'll heal you and stuff. And I'm like, that's marijuana, basically.
Yeah, man. And a big reason they hate it so much, you could set up a greenhouse in your backyard, study up, get the equipment, and grow pot year round. Whereas, you can't go home and just like brew up some Xanax or something.
That's just like not to digress too much, but that's just like watching that Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix. The fact that they claim that there's alien technology. Now, whether it is or is not, I don't know, but it is an interesting documentary that there is alien technology that has the way it's powered. You could power whole cities with just a little panel out of this thing, but the government wants to suppress that because, as with everything in our existence, they want you to depend on them. It's all about money. If they could power grids for free and your cars could be powered for free, then the oil industry loses money or becomes obsolete. The electric companies do, and it's sad that we're all just a bunch of pawns in their game, man.
Man. It reminds me of an episode of the Orville. They basically have like replicators, just whatever you can, whether it's food or equipment, you can replicate it. They can turn matter into anything. And they said that's when like money just became obsolete, and after that, basically the whole drive of a person was just your personal achievements. Like that became the currency. Oh,
I'm sure.
Like what you'd achieve. So I mean, who knows if we'll ever get to that point? And just humanity definitely has a good way of standing in its own way.
No doubt.
And maybe it's lizard people. Who knows? But, anyway, hugs to you both. We will definitely start researching Big Pharma for you.
Do you want me to come hug you, JP, and that way and you hug me, and it's like we're hugging her because we're thinking of her?
Oh, man. That is...
All right, come here.
Ooh,
come here.
Ooh.
Right. I'm squeezing you. All right, quit doing that.
All right.
What is that? Is that? Please tell me something's in your pocket.
Don't worry what's in my pocket.
Oh, get off me. Okay, all right, get off. Cindy, we just had a very uncomfortable hug, and we were thinking about you the whole time, or at least I was. I don't know what JP was thinking about, but...
All right, well, we have got 10 rapid-fire questions. Are you ready?
Let's do what we normally do to make it interesting. Answer for me, I'm going to answer for you.
Okay, and some of these are tough, man. Some of these are like tit for tit. I love a lot.
Yeah, I love these, Cindy. They're awesome. The rapid-fire questions are where it's at.
All right.
And Brienne does it, too. Hers are just kind of separated. But, the questions make this so much funner.
They sure do. All right, fruits or veggies?
What do you think I'm going to pick? Which I know we hadn't really ate much of those around each other, but I'm going to say you'd pick vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely eat vegetables more, even though I don't eat nearly as much as I should. I mean, I love like like summer fruits like cantaloupe, watermelon. I love apples too, but I don't know. It's just when you got ice cream in the freezer, I'm more prone to grab a Klondike bar than an apple.
What do you think I'd pick?
I guess vegetables.
Nope, fruits.
Fruits.
I love my vegetables. I eat all of them, but like you, fruits are just, they taste better.
Yeah. Carpet or hardwood floors?
You'd pick carpet.
Yeah, well, I love
because you like that old shag. You like a lot of old stuff, so I feel like you'd like to feel the shag carpet beneath your feet.
Yeah, I mean, I love the look of hardwood. I've actually got both in my house. You've seen my study. I've got hardwood in there, and then you go in my living room, I've got carpet. It's really, I mean, I kind of like a little, like, in my bedroom, I'd, of course, want carpet, but if I had, like, a nice den, I mean, hardwood is nice. Get a nice area rug. So I'm really split on that one, man.
What do you think I would pick?
I'm trying to think of I think you just like the God, what's in your basement? Your basement's carpeted. I'll say you're a carpet man.
I'm a hardwood man.
You like hardwood?
Basement was already carpeted when I bought it, and I just didn't feel like pulling it up and putting tile down. I really have been saying for a while, I just don't want to move everything. I'm gonna rip the carpet up and put like some tile down there.
Yeah, that laminate, man, it looks like hardwood, and it's not too hard to put together. I mean, it doesn't look as good, but it's also more resistant to scratches.
I think we know each other's answers for this next one, though.
Yeah, bound book or ebook.
You're going to pick bound book?
Yeah.
What am I going to pick?
I would say the same.
Yep.
And they say that, you actually absorb more information reading an actual book. I've heard that anyway. I don't know. Couch or recliner?
You're a couch guy.
I love my recliner. If I had to have only one or the other in my home, I guess I would pick the couch just because you can sleep more comfortably on it, so.
What am I?
I guess couch.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, I do love my recliner, though. I've had the same recliner. The recliner in my house is almost as old as I am. It's just been in our home since I
love a good recliner. It's like stretching out on a couch, though.
Yeah, like I said, if I had to choose one or the other, it'd be a couch. Just more practical.
I sleep better on a couch, too. Like, if I'm laid out watching something. Like, I really do love, like, on nights when I have nothing to do, staying up late and watching something and falling asleep on the couch watching it. It's a good feeling.
I'll generally get up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and move from the bed and sleep the last hour or so on the couch. So, what's worse, laundry or dishes? You're
going to pick laundry right now because you have to travel to do it, and that's probably very annoying.
Yeah, which my mom's pretty much doing it for me now, so I do have to carry it back and forth. But going to the laundromat's definitely not too much fun. It gets hot in there, and then you got to think of other people's like pubes and stuff getting mixed in the dryer and getting in your clothes, and
of course
it's not that fun. But dishes suck too. So I don't know. You probably hate the dishes, right?
Yes, good pick. I would much rather do my laundry than do my dishes.
Yeah. Bring back from the dead, Glenn or Abraham?
You're going to pick Abraham.
Yeah.
Who am I going to pick?
I know you love Glenn, but I'm going to say Abraham too.
Yes, good job. Good job.
Glenn,
yep,
just we've got enough more.
His story's complete. I mean, like he was the moral compass. He's done everything. Unless you're going to have him just break bad and become like a renegade, then I mean, really, there's not much more he can do. At least Abraham cracked good jokes along the way.
Yeah. Online shopping or shopping in a store?
I think we both know the answer to this, at least for me.
Well, I know you just said you've got a bad Amazon habit, so yeah, I would say the online.
I think you probably would be store just because you love like thrift shopping and going in places and looking at
like
stuff.
Comic shops and stuff like that. So yeah, I do like to be able to like see it and tangible. It's nothing worse when like say like I order an action figure or something or a comic and it comes in all dinged up from shipping, and then you gotta go through the hassle communicating to the seller, trying to get your money back.
I think genuinely I enjoy the store better, but the reason why I say that I go online more is just because there's not that many options around here anymore. A lot of places have closed up and left or just aren't here. So I guess that's why I do more online shopping, because I'd much rather go into a store and look at, like with a hat. I hate ordering a hat online. It's such a gamble. Like you might get it and it fits all funky, or I've wasted probably $200 on, in the past, like just on hats that I order because they look good and then they come in and they fit funky as hell, or they're too big or too small, just don't look good.
All right, horseback riding or dirt biking?
That's tough for you.
I've never.
Do you know the answer for me?
I would say dirt biking.
Yeah, I grew up on dirt bikes and four-wheelers. So
yeah, I rode a horse when I was really, really young, when I went up to see my family in the mountains. But honestly, I've really, other than that, I've never done either. I love four-wheeling. If you had to put four-wheeling or quad biking, whatever you know, wherever you are, you call it different stuff. But yeah, I love an ATV. I'm not good with anything on just two wheels. So
I love dirt bikes. I want to get one. I'll probably get a four-wheeler because it'll be easier. My girlfriend can ride it too. But I've been saying for years I was going to buy a new dirt bike.
Yeah. Reese's or Milky Way?
You're going to, I don't know, you don't eat much candy.
Yeah, I mean, I love sweets, but...
You're going to pick Reese's?
Yeah, I like putting them in the freezer, which I like a dark chocolate Milky Way, like the Midnight Milky Way. That's what I really like.
Hate dark chocolate. What am I going to pick?
Probably the Reese's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job.
Never be able to use a spoon or never be able to use a fork.
This one I don't know that I can answer for you, but I'm going to say, like, for me, I would rather just have the spoon. I feel like you can do more with it. Like, a fork is great for stabbing things, but imagine trying to eat something like cereal with a fork. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can, like eating steak, I can use the knife to cut the spoons. I can still stick down into the steak and cut the steak and then scoop it up with the spoon and eat it. Whereas with the fork, it would be easier, but I feel like there's just more... I'd get more general use out of the spoon than I would the fork.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think a spoon would be more practical.
You'd never be able to eat soup again if you picked a fork.
Yeah, you just have to kind of tip the bowl up, like in medieval days when they didn't have silverware.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably like the conversation that led to the invention of the spork, you know?
Right.
They were like, we only have enough plastic to make one utensil. Is it going to be the fork? Is it going to be the spoon? And
both.
Like, yeah. So
I've got a crazy idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, though? If we could never use one or the other,
Could we just go buy a spork? Because a spork would really be the answer to all.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an option or not in this reality Cindy has crafted.
When I go backpacking, that's one of the things I use as a spork. Just because, like, if some nights I might fix soup, you know, some nights I might do ramen noodles, I'd have a spork to...
That's one thing I never knew until I went to medieval times at Myrtle Beach, is they didn't have silverware back in the medieval times.
I feel like they had, like, wooden spoons back in the day, didn't they?
I remember they said, you know, you got to eat your ribs and your soup and everything with your hands because they didn't use it back, any utensils back then.
I hate medieval times.
I'm sure when they, like when you're cooking and stuff, you got like big wooden spoons.
The performance, not the subject. I like the subject of medieval times.
Right. You don't like the establishment.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it from Cindy. We actually had another mail call question on yesterday's podcast about Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
See if I can find that right quick. Yep. From Eternal Wreck. Did y'all happen to catch the season 10 preview special on Talking Dead this past Sunday? I didn't.
I didn't. Nope. I sure didn't. I didn't stay up late enough, man, because I watched the Fear of the Walking Dead at 9 and then went to bed at 10, so I wouldn't have been up late enough to catch. And I didn't want to watch Preacher yet because I hadn't seen last season, so I want to catch up on that.
Play a little catch up. Let's see if we got anything else.
I'll say, see if there's anything else we missed. Try to get as many as we can.
Let's see here. And always a word to the wise. Hashtag it mail call. It makes life a lot easier for us. Not seeing anything in the Fear podcast, and we didn't do one on Tuesday, so I think that's it. Well, no, Mandela Effect. I should check that, right?
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here.
Okay, sweet.
Let's see.
I'm not seeing anything.
No, I don't think we have any mail calls.
Oh, here's one on the that asteroid that almost hit the Earth.
Okay.
Good try. This is from a Zika Numagaglu. Mail call. Good try on pronouncing my name, JP. You'll get there, bud. Chances are I will not. My question is, have you guys watched 11/22/63? James Franco plays a character that goes back in time to save JFK from being assassinated. It's an 8-episode miniseries, Love from Australia.
I have seen that, and I loved it.
Oh, you've seen that? I've heard of it. I've heard of it's based on a Stephen King novel, right?
Yeah. I really liked it. I mean, it's long. But it's really good. The guy that played in The Punisher, the one that was kind of the disgruntled soldier that ended up like, well, spoiler alerts, but I mean, if you haven't seen that. No, yeah, that was The Punisher. You haven't seen the first season of The Punisher, I'm sorry. But the one that like blew himself up, you know what I'm talking about? He plays the assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald.
I'm interested in that. I kind of totally forgot they even made it into a show.
It was good. I very much enjoyed it.
So, yeah, and I think... yeah, that's weird, man. That question I just read is on both that one and the one before it about the military blowing up the old lady. That's weird, man. YouTube is weird. With this stuff, man.
We had where is it at? Chris asks, "Where's the merch at?" As soon as we continue, we got to build up because merch, unfortunately, is not cheap.
Yeah, and we're getting close. Like we're not too far away. Hopefully,
we want a couple $100. So that we don't want to just take what we got and make like a few things. I mean, we want to make enough so that we're good on giveaways for a while.
Yeah, and we are getting close. It won't be like it's not going to be next year. Believe me, we will have it.
Oh, yeah,
soon.
yeah. We'll have something here in the next few months. I mean, the way it's going, shoot, next month we probably would have enough to go ahead and make a couple shirts and some hats and stickers. We need a logo.
Yeah, we do need a logo. We've been brainstorming some stuff. But, yeah, the main thing's stickers, so you guys can sticker bomb us all over the earth. T-shirts, hats, so the sky's the limit.
But so that kind of wraps that up. Don't forget, speaking of which, to check out our Patreon. If you go, the link in the description is just not working. We copy and paste the link, and then it somehow always puts the ... after podcasting. I don't know why that is, but it does. Like last few videos, when I put them on YouTube, for instance, it takes and screws the link up. Maybe it works better on SoundCloud or something. Don't forget, by the way, we're on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. If you're one of those people that listens to this while you're driving, we don't want you fiddling around with the phone and having to have a video and all that. So make sure you download it for free off iTunes. Every podcast is free. You can download it to your phone and then listen to it offline. So if you're at home on your own Wi-Fi or at work, you can download it and not have to use up any of your data to listen to us.
Yep.
But also for you Spotify folks, if you go to our page, like on YouTube, for instance, if you're listening to this on YouTube, go to our profile and you'll actually see links in the top right-hand corner to our Spotify, our Patreon, our SoundCloud, and all of that good stuff. Also our Facebook. Go give us a like on our Facebook. And I believe that's about it. Social media information, JP, where can they stalk you at?
J_Radsaw on Instagram and Snapchat, and JPSLIM on Periscope.
Bam. Mine is just I'm Justin Lloyd, all lowercase, 2 L's in Lloyd, no apostrophes, no nothing. Just I'm Justin Lloyd for Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want to, you can add me on Periscope, but I hadn't used that. I'm hoping as I get back to hiking in the fall, I'll be using Periscope a lot more.
Yeah, man. I actually got on the Periscope when I was in the river over the weekend.
Yeah, I got a notification for it.
Yeah, I was so worried, man. I was going to drop my phone in the rapids and just be really upset, but I didn't.
Bet you would.
So.
You need to get you a selfie stick that has one of those wrist wraps, so that like if you were to drop it, you wouldn't lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to invest in that.
Yeah, man. Sadly, you can't go live from it, but you're always welcome to use one of my GoPros. But yeah, so thank you so much for listening. Mail calls always tend to be our longest, almost at an hour, man. Woo. But if you've stuck with us this long, you rock. Thank you so much. Let us know that you made it all the way through. It's always cool to see somebody watch this all the way through. But yeah, so we'll catch you actually tomorrow. I think we're going to release our first paranormal podcast for the patrons. And then don't worry, we're not going to deny that to our regular listeners. That'll be released to the patrons tomorrow. And then next Friday, they'll start dropping on everywhere else, YouTube. And so basically patrons get to listen to it a week ahead of time, and then they'll start coming out every Friday. And then, so looking forward to it. Hopefully you enjoy it. We'll catch you on Monday. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we're the Podcasting Dead.